The subject of today's talk is four results occur only when the time is ripe. All sentient beings will reap the results of their wholesome or unwholesome deeds only when the time is ripe. Buddhist philosophy is belief in karma, and karma is one's own action. According to karma, sentient beings are shaped in all different existences in the cycle of samsaric life. Lord Buddha expounded. He said the only possession of all sentient beings is one's own karma. The cause of all happenings, whether good or bad, of this present life, that is the result, is one's own karma. Karma is the only relative. Karma is the only refuge of all sentient beings. The resultant karmic effect is the sole cause of all different destinies of all beings, and such good or bad full results occur only when the time is ripe. The fundamental factor that causes wholesome or unwholesome actions or deeds is the mind. Therefore, Buddha said, mind is the leading factor. Every action follows as dictated by mind. If a person acts and talks with good intention, one will reap the good results. It can be compared with the shadow. As the shadow always accompanies the person, the wholesome deeds will accompany the doer and his samsaric life. If a person acts or talks with bad intention, one will reap the bad results, as the wheat follows closely behind the feet of the bull and a cart. The good or the bad result will occur only when the time is ripe. At one time, King Milinda asked the learned Venerable Nagasena. He said, Venerable Nagasena, you said that good kusala deeds or wholesome actions will result in good achievements. Since I am a practical man, I want to believe only when I can see for myself. Can the Venerable Sir show me whereabouts of this good achievement? Is it 1 foot away, or is it 3 feet away, or 6 feet away? Venerable Nagasena answered the king in his own kind of language by posing questions. He said, Great King, I also have a question to ask of you. Now, have a look at this tree. The tree is quite mature. It enjoys enough water and the land seems to be fertile. Can you give me the answer whether this tree will bear fruit? The king replied, Venerable Sir, this tree is mature since it enjoys water and fertility of the land. It will surely give fruit. Venerable Nagasena followed up his question. If you are sure that this tree is going to bear fruit, can you show me now the fruits? Where are they? Are they in the roots, or are they in the trunk, or in the leaves or the branches? I am also a practical monk. I believe what I see only. The king replied, Venerable Sir, how can one show the fruits before it comes out? But I am sure that this tree will bear fruit when the time is ripe and environment is correct. Venerable Nagasena then replied that the same is the case with the result of kusala and akusala, meaning wholesome and unwholesome deeds. One cannot yet show by pointing the whereabouts of the resultant effects. But as the tree will give fruits when mature and conditions are correct, The results of good or bad deeds will surely occur when the time is right. The king then accepted the answer of Venerable Nagasin. In some cases there can be doubts. Some people argue thus. Our household is engaged in meritorious deeds such as dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation. But we have to face lamentations, pain, sadness, and distress. Whereas the other house enjoys good health, prosperity, and happiness, despite the fact that they are committing unwholesome deeds. Do their unwholesome deeds give good results and our wholesome deeds give us bad results? Of course, such is not the case. Since the time is not yet ripe for their akusala deeds, they are still enjoying good life. But when their akusala deeds or unwholesome actions mature, and the time is right for resultant effects, then their good life will suddenly change into the worst side. Buddha had said, those who committed unwholesome deeds may enjoy good life before the right time comes for these resultant effects of their unwholesome deeds. But when the time is right, they are sure to face the full resultant effects of unwholesome deeds. The same thing can happen to those who practice good and wholesome deeds. Before the time is right, they may face adversities of life, but good results will occur for their good deeds when the time is right, and they can overcome the adversity and enjoy good results of their wholesome deeds. The aphorism to be understood here is that full results occur only when time is right. Akusala or unwholesome deeds give bad results, and kusala or wholesome deeds give good results. Akusala or unwholesome deeds are killing, stealing, and sensual misconduct, etc. And kusala deeds or wholesome deeds are dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation. Due to mental and physical unwholesome deeds, one can land an apaya world, meaning four lower realms of woeful states, that is, animal world, ghost world, demon world, and hell. The only remedy to avoid such kind of bad results is to strive for gaining of Sodapati Magga, that is, to gain the status of stream winner. A person who had attained Sodapati Magga can reject the bad resultant effects and thus can be free from landing in the four apaya worlds. A person who had rejected these akusala or unwholesome karma or action can expect to enjoy the kusala or wholesome actions. These kusala karmas or wholesome actions will help one to be reborn in human world, deva world, or celestial beings, and Brahma worlds. In the eyes of Buddhojana or worldlings, these achievements are good existences. But to the Arya Pogala or noble persons, these life existences are undesirable, since it's round of rebirths. This continuous process of being born, growing old, and suffering and dying in the samsara is a vicious cycle. Therefore, to reject all rounds of rebirth process, one has to strive for attainment of Arhata Magga, the one resulting the realizing the path of holiness. Once one had attained Arhata Magga, all kinds of karmas are extinguished and there will be no more rebirth, old age, and death. That is the end of all suffering. Until a person is free of karmic effect, one is liable to reap good effects for good deeds and reap bad effects for bad deeds when the time is ripe. Here, let us relate the frightful chain of rebirths our Venerable Ananda had to go through before he became the attendant of our Lord Buddha. At one time, the future Venerable Ananda was born into the family of goldsmiths. Being handsome and wealthy as a goldsmith, he led a life of a playboy and commended sensual misconducts by having affairs with other people's spouses. When he died, he landed again in the rich family by being born as a rich man's son. The resultant effect of his unwholesome deed of sensual misconduct had not ripened as yet, and he led a normal life as a rich man's son. At this second life cycle, he engaged in wholesome deeds such as dana or generosity, sila or morality, and bhavana or meditation. When he died this time, the time was ripe for reaping the bad actions he committed as goldsmith, and he landed in raw hell and suffered a miserable life for a long time. After raw hell, he landed in animal world, and he became a he-goat. The he-goat was big and strong, and it was castrated and became a common plaything of the children of the village. When the he-goat grew old, he was sent to the butcher to be killed for the meat. After that, he became a male monkey. The leader of the monkey group was jealous of him, and fearing that the newborn male monkey was strong and healthy, he can become a rival to him. So he crushed the testicle of the youngborn and killed him. After being killed by the leader of the monkey group, he landed as a bull in the next life cycle. As the bull was strong and healthy, the owners castrated the animal by crushing the testicle for use as a good burden-carrying animal. When the bull became old and weak, it was sent to the butcher again. After that, he was born a human being of neuter gender. On the death of this miserable existence, he was born a celestial being as the wife of Devas and Sakka for 5 consecutive existences. At the end of the 5 existences, he was born as Ruja, the daughter of King Engedi. Because of the unwholesome actions he committed as a wealthy goldsmith, the resultant bad karma occurred and he suffered until the end of his birth as Ruja, the king's daughter. After the life of the king's daughter Ruja, the time ripened for good, wholesome deeds he did as a rich man's son, and he was born as a celestial being, this time a male deva, thus freeing from ill resultant effects of his unwholesome deeds. After being free from all evil resultant effects of his akusala or unwholesome deeds, he was born into human world as a cousin of our Bodhisattva Prince Siddhartha, the future Buddha Gautama. When Prince Siddhartha attained perfect enlightenment and became Sammasambuddha, meaning omniscient Buddha, Venerable Ananda became a close attendant of omniscient Buddha. As a close attendant and being endowed with a very special, intelligent and remarkable memory, He was the only person fully conversant with all the 84,000 dhammas preached by our Lord Buddha and 45 years of ministry. When our Lord Buddha passed away, that is Parinibbana, the remaining disciples of Lord Buddha, comprising 499 arhats, and Venerable Ananda were chosen to convene the first Buddhist synod to record all the teachings of our Lord Buddha. Venerable Ananda was at that time only a Sotapanna, but due to the fact that he was the only person who was conversant with all 84 dhammas Buddha had taught during 45 years, so he was also chosen. When other Arhata Sangha participants banned the Venerable Ananda by saying that one of the 500 was still enmeshed with kilesa or defilements, he decided to practice until he achieved Arhata Magga before the synod time. He practiced Satipatthana Vipassana Bhavana or mindfulness insight meditation diligently for the whole day, alternating first between sitting and walking meditation. At the arrival of night time, he became tired, and when sloth and torpor overwhelmed him, he practiced walking meditation alone until midnight, but he did not achieve arhatship. Then he pondered why he did not progress in his meditation, in spite of the fact that Buddha himself assured him that he can attain arhatship if he practiced diligently and intensively. Since he was fully endowed with parami or perfection, after midnight, Venerable Ananda was very tired, and thinking he must relax a little, he went towards his bedroom with full awareness, like you all are doing about the daily activity, noting all the walking steps and preparing the bed. And when he lie down with mindfulness, as he lowered his body towards the bed, before he reached the bed, he attained the upper 3 levels of enlightenment, and he became arhat in this instant. So it is recorded as Venerable Ananda as the only arhat who attained enlightenment free of the 4 body postures, namely walking, sitting, standing, and lying down, and our Lord Buddha Gautama's sadhana. When Venerable Ananda became an arhat, he shed all karma, and with no karma, there can be no more process of existence. That is bhava and pali. When Ananda was a Sotapanna since his ordination, and he had rejected akusala deeds already, on becoming an arhat, he was free from all karmas, and no more existences can arise again in his life cycle of samsara. So all our meditators, on knowing that 4 results of wholesome or unwholesome deeds occur when the time is ripe, should always strive to abstain from committing unwholesome deeds and do all wholesome deeds. May I conclude this talk by wishing our meditators to be able to practice diligently and achieve Arhata Magga, so that you all can escape this round of rebirths or samsara and realize Nibbana, the end of all suffering, in the quickest possible time.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Idame punya Nibbanasa Pajayo Hodu idame punya Nyatinang hodu Sekita hondu nyatayo Imano Punya baga Sapa sadana Dima Sadu May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all be